People often ask me, what are your musical influences? And I was thinking about this answer, and because everybody has a wide selection of music they like, I figured the best thing to do, just show you what's made it onto my Apple Music playlist over the last few years, because that's pretty much a representation of what I listen to. And let's have a go through it. Okay, so I'm not going to spend ages on this because it could take forever, but you'll see there's quite a lot of rock, pop, synth and film music that's made it on here. So classic AC/DC, Adele, what a brilliant singer-songwriter. Aerosmith, grew up with them. Air, I got into a little bit later, sort of around the 2000s. B-52s, love them. Beach Boys, well, Pet Sounds is a great album. Then we got the Beatles, obviously. Everyone goes on about Revolver. I prefer Rubber Soul as an album. And then we got Beautiful South. That was sort of my late teens, I suppose. Billy Joel, what a great guy. Bomb Funk MCs, that was from university. Got into those from a friend. Bon Jovi, grew up with. Brand New Heavies, that's an interesting one. I found out about them when I went to audition for a keyboard playing part in a band, and they were doing Brand New Heavies covers. I had to learn some of them, Brother Sister, for example, and I just fell in love with all their songs. So that obviously made it on here. Eno, what a genius. Springsteen, well, gotta love a bit of the boss, haven't you? Carly Rae Jepsen, what a great singer, songwriter. Funnily enough, next to Carole King, equally. Then there's, oh look, I've got a disco album there with Chic, the Daz Band and the Tramps. John Williams, 40 years of film music. Then Coldplay, Parachutes and XY. Counting Crows, loved them growing up. Daft Punk, obviously. Dave Grusin, what a brilliant theme writer. Bowie, I mean, I like Aladdin Sane, but this album, The Best of Bowie, just covers everything. I've got quite a few of the best of albums because actually some of them aren't available, but if you want to have access to a lot of good back catalogue in Apple Music, I tend to find that some of the compilation ones are actually pretty good. A bit of David Sanborn and Deacon Blue. Divine Comedy, just genius writing. One of the bands that I listened to the lyrics for, a lot of these songs, I could sing you the different parts, but I have no idea what the words are, what they're saying. Donna Summer, Doobie Brothers, Doors, Dragon Force. I grew up with Dave McIntosh, who plays drums. I think that was the last album he played drums with them on. And funnily enough, that's next to Dream Theater, because when I first met Dave, I played in a band with him and we used to do covers of Dream Theater. So that was a bit challenging on the keyboard, and Rush and stuff like that. So they bring back great memories. Nice bit of jazz from EST there. We've got the Eagles, Earth, Wind and Fire. Echo and the Bunnymen, love them. And Elbow. Ella Henderson, what a great voice. Elton John, again, this is a compilation album because I couldn't find the actual CD ones I used to have. Extreme, what a great band. I've got the 1, 2 and 3 there. I actually saw them at Wembley in London on their 3 Sides to Every Story tour. We've got the Ezra Collective, Faithless, genius. A bit of Fleetwood Mac. Greatest Hits, obviously covering everything other than the Rumours, stuff that I like. Great vocal group, Foreplay. Gene Harris and the Three Sounds. absolutely amazing stuff going on there. George Ezra, obviously a genius. George Michael, again, a best of. Then we come to Guns N' Roses. I saw them on their Use Your Illusion 2 tour at Milton Keynes Bowl. Just a band I grew up with. About the same time as I saw Extreme, actually. Sort of late teens. Hue and Cry, love some of their songwriting, absolutely brilliant. And In Excess, JTQ, James Taylor Quartet, saw him last year actually, in concert. Jimmy Barnes, funnily enough, I found out about Jimmy Barnes when he was playing with In Excess on the soundtrack of Lost Boys. Joe Satriani, I mean, if you can sing with a guitar, he can. I think after I passed my driving test, that CD ended up in every single car that I've had since, until now, when we don't have CD players. John Denver, Dad's influence, grew up with listening to that. Then we've got a bunch of John Williams stuff, so E.T. Jaws Raiders, all the original soundtracks, and Return of the Jedi I had on tape, and when I was a kid that was pretty much on repeat. And the first of the films that I saw in the cinema, so it sort of missed A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, but Return of the Jedi, I think they were a bit slow getting to the UK, to be fair. Classic Kate Bush, Hounds of Love, and then Keane, loved them. I mean, Kraftwerk, if you're a keyboard player, electronic music, you can't really miss them out. Lalo Schifrin, again, great TV composer. Led Zeppelin, again, that rock influence that I loved. Sound of Leonard Cohen's vocals and the way he structures songs, absolutely brilliant. Levellers, again, teenage growing up. Throwing Copper, probably a bit later, from Live. Great band. And we've got classical music compilation from the London Philharmonic, which has got a great selection on it. And I loved the Top Gun Maverick soundtrack. All the people who contributed to that are amazing. Marillion, what a great band. Grew up with them. Marvin Gaye. Oh, bit of Metallica. Oh, the incredible soundtrack. Again, this is, film music, sort of serious, proper, full-on orchestral music for a comedy film, effectively. But I just love the way that was scored by Michael. Then we've got Michael Jackson. I've got the Bad and the Thriller album on there. Mike Oldfield, again, synth, loved all that. Miles Davis, what a genius. Mumford & Sons, another different genre that I really like, more on the folky side. Nina Simone, what a voice. A bit of Nirvana, the classic Definitely Maybe from Oasis. OMD, again, synths I suppose. Otis Redding, what a genius. Owl City, I loved the stuff when they put out that Ocean Eyes album. Pink, love her, what a performer. Paolo Nutini, Paul Simon, Pearl Jam, next to Pet Shop Boys, but grew up with the Pet Shop Boys album. They were sort of the peak of their sort of late 80s, early 90s when I was in secondary school. Pink Floyd, love Dark Side of the Moon, can listen to that anytime. Bit of Portishead, Prince. I mean, I've got this Sign of the Times one. This is super deluxe edition. It's effectively like 8 CDs worth of, and including live stuff. Great album. Don't really need many more albums to make up all the songs. I mean, he's written a lot, but there you go. Bit of Public Enemy, Pulp. I mean, love Queen, Greatest Hits 1 and 2, R.E.M., Radiohead, and then the sort of funkier side of Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Righteous Brothers, Roachford, again, brilliant voice. The Rolling Stones, I quite like this, the Some Girls album. It's got quite a few cool songs on. Roxy Music, Run DMC, which I seem to remember used to play over and over again. Rush, Moving Pictures, that was the classic one that, again, used to play in the heavy rock band, one of the first bands I was in. Who doesn't love Santana? Seals and Crofts, Sergio Presto. This is the Jean-Michel Jarre best of. The first, well, one of the first CDs I ever bought was Jean-Michel Jarre Images. Still love that. Simple Minds. We've got the Planet Suite. Sisters of Mercy. Oh, what a great album that is. A Slight Case of Overbombing. Sky, grew up with them. Oh, we've recently lost Herbie Flowers, haven't we? Sadly. And obviously, don't be confused with the John Williams on Sky. Playing classical guitar as opposed to the composer. Smashing Pumpkins. What else we got here? Oh, Saint-Saëns, Carnival of the Animals. Probably one of my favourite sort of classical composers, if you can put that in a category these days. We've got Spin Doctors. Oh, Steely Dan's Asia. How could I do without that? Stereo MCs. When I had a 486 DX computer, I seem to remember this used to always, I used to get it to always play Step It Up when the computer loaded. That was cutting edge at the time. Stereophonics, love them. We've got Steve Vai. I mean, anybody who is going to get taught guitar by Joe Satriani, probably going to turn out to be okay. And indeed is a genius. Stevie Wonder, I mean, enough said. We've got They Might Be Giants, Three Dog Night, bit of U2, Underworld, probably the, you might think, oh, that's a bit out of character, but I mean, once I heard it, when I think I was in Cambridge in St Catherine's College with a friend, and she played that, and I was like, yep, got to go out and buy that. Vivaldi's Four Seasons, I love those. The Weeknd, what a genius. And then finally we come to the Wonder Stuff, which ironically is one of the first CDs. In fact, it might have been the first CD that I bought when we actually got a CD player in the house. There's a few compilations. Most of these are film music, except for the Chic and Sister Sledge hits and Sting and the Police. But Mike Post, a great composer. We've got the Goonies soundtrack, Lost Boys, Top Gun, and then obviously you had to have the classics from Hands as well. You know, always good to listen. I hope you found that interesting. Please leave comments. What have I missed out? What am I missing out on? Do let me know. Always good to hear other opinions. But there you go. That's what pretty much feels like my inspiration back catalogue, as it were. And if anyone ever asks me again, I'm just going to refer them to this video. Like and subscribe, always appreciated. See you in the next one.